Hello, all you poshers out there. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker, and I have Kathy with Why Nots.
Hey.
How's
Oh,
everybody doing?
good,
We
good,
go over
good.
and grab the chat, see what everybody's talking about. We do have some questions,
Hey.
so thank you for participating and putting some questions out there for us to answer. Carol, I think, is sick with laryngitis,
Oh, goodness.
and I asked Angie if she was going to be able to come in. She was not able to come in tonight. She had a kind of a, I don't want to say an emergency because I don't want people to get like worried, but
Yeah.
she had some stuff she had to take care of.
Yeah.
So, because you don't want people to get like alarmed or anything. So,
Yeah, definitely.
hello, Tammy and Mary and Tim.
Hey,
Good
everybody.
evening. Hope everybody's having a good day. I've had a pretty good day. I've did a lot of things, got a lot of things taken care of on my list. I had a full list of things that I have to do this week, and so got a lot of things marked off.
Oh, that's always good. It makes life so much easier.
Well, this is the list,
Oh,
so
goodness.
it's completely full. This is actually the revised version. After I did, marked off everything.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I added some stuff to the, in the marked off spots. So it never ends.
No,
It just keeps on going.
it's nonstop.
It's true.
Hey, keep you busy.
So, but I got a lot of, a few important things that needed to get done today. And then, so, you know,
That's
try to
good.
get done as much as you can. And, if it doesn't get done, it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's another day. Time to
Yep.
start anew. It's all I can do anymore. So,
Yeah. I always have a list of things that I have to make a list or I'll forget them and nothing will get done. So
yeah, I know.
that's just kind of how I manage things and try to get, even the simplest like clean the house, I've
Yeah.
got that on the list or list, you
Yeah.
know.
I have to keep a notepad with me at all times just to make sure I write it down because I'll forget in a heartbeat. So
Yep.
I'm the same way. I love lists. So when you saw my Excel spreadsheet, you see how bad it is.
Yes. Yes.
It's a lot.
It is a lot, but I've revamped it a little bit and
Good.
kind of made it mine, and
Awesome.
so yeah,
Good. I'm
I'm
glad it
good.
could help.
I think it will. I'm just not computer savvy enough to make the actual, and I know it probably isn't hard, but yeah, never could get to that point where I could actually make my own spreadsheet.
Yeah, just to figure it out and how you want it and kind of lay it out. But if you see it visually, sometimes it's easier to critique it to make it yourself. Make it work for you. So, and
Absolutely.
that's what I do. I'm ever changing on mine. So I do. It's bad, but I enjoy it. I like doing it because it just keeps me focused on what I need to do. So
Yep.
list.
All right. So let me go over to. We had some questions on Facebook, and thank you for adding those on there. I don't. I think that one was from last week. So Deb asked, let's discuss organization of our cross postings. What's the easiest way to know where the item we just sold is listed and cross listed?
Huh. That confused me. Okay, start with the first part of it now.
Okay, so organization of our cross postings. What's the easiest way to know where the item we just sold is listed
Okay.
and cross post or cross listed?
Okay. That's basically kind of the Excel spreadsheets how I do it.
Hmm.
So that's the easiest way for me. And but you were using your notebook before, wasn't you?
Right.
So I guess you just kind of have to adapt it what kind of really
Yeah.
works for you.
Yeah. Because basically, and I'll kind of show you. I mean, don't pay no attention to the chicken scratch because that's about all it is. But so I would just have. So over here, I have my item that I listed, and then where I listed it, that's usually where I list it first, would be Poshmark, which I've
Right.
changed that. I went back to eBay. Um, and then I cross posted on my first eBay store, but I didn't cross post anywhere else. So I
Right.
know that if it sold, I would either, if it sold on Poshmark, I need to go over to eBay and take it off, and vice versa.
Right.
Um, but I think you need something like, you need to find a way, whatever's easiest for you. I'm going to try the spreadsheet and see if that works a little bit easier for me.
Right.
Um, and I've kind of, let me see if I can screen share it. Um, let's see, do that. And let me see if I can do the screen share. Share. Okay, so up here at the top, I have all of my platforms that I sell on. A couple of these are new. I haven't sold any or I haven't listed anything on them, but I wanted to get those on there. So basically, um, what I'm doing is I'm going over here. So I added these little places here: eBay takeoff, Poshmark takeoff. All of these little things. So that way I could say, okay, it sold on eBay, so I'm going to take it off of everything else that it's listed on.
Right.
What I want to do is I want to check each one of them to verify that it's not on there. So I go through and I check each one and if it's not on there, then I'll put not on. If
Right.
I take it off, then I'll put taken off.
Right.
That way I can kind of, uh, just, tell between the two.
Right.
Um, so that's uh, that's what I have.
That looks pretty good though.
So I'm just trying to work it. I started yesterday with it, so I'm trying to add my sales to it and trying to work that into the whole process.
Right. Well, that's good though. I mean, you just have to make it. You have to come up with something that works for you, and what's
Exactly.
easiest as far as keeping up with cross post for right now.
And I wouldn't go. There was times where I only got to cross post over to eBay or over to Poshmark, just one other platform, and that was easy.
Right.
So once I sold it, I would go over and check to see which one I sold it on and go and remove it. But you really have to be. It's easy if you just have two, but it's a lot harder if you have, five or six
Yeah.
different platforms, and you're not listing the same thing on each. You're not completely going across the board and
Right.
listing everything. So if you're not doing that, then I would definitely suggest some kind of a system, a spreadsheet, doing it on paper. Um, and you have to be diligent about it too,
Mhm.
uh, because it's gonna suck if you have an item that sells on eBay and it's already sold because it sold over on Poshmark,
Yeah.
and you know, it's gonna suck.
You got to figure out how to work that one out.
Yeah, I've had it happen, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I don't want to mess up my, any of my accounts. They're a little more lenient on the Poshmark and all the others, but eBay is not going to be lenient, and they're going to sock it to you. So
Hmm.
just kind of be aware of that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I use the spreadsheet also, and I keep up with like my solds. And like I said, I keep mine in my Google Drive, so that way I have access to it on my phone if I'm out. So it
Mhm.
always stays there, so that way I can always go back and see, what platform. But I color code mine as far as what platform that they're on, and then that way I'll know once I pull it up, I'll see the color, so I'll know exactly where to go and start
Right.
pulling off. But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, that's an everyday constant. As soon as I put something on, it's in that sheet. As soon as I, touch something inventory, I mean, I'm all the way from the time that it walks into my house, I'm inventoried. It's on that spreadsheet. So
Right.
I'm a spreadsheet person. So. But I agree. You have to do what works for you, but you need a system
Right.
because eBay will beat you up
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. And I don't want to do
Sure.
that.
Sure will. So Johanna says, or asks, how many items should you be listing daily to increase your sales? Like 10 or more?
I would say about 10 or more.
Hmm. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's kind of like any other platform. You've got to show activity.
Right.
And I think especially with Poshmark, people want to see fresh new items
Hmm.
on their daily. Especially if they've liked your closet and they go in and look at your closet, all the time. They're gonna want to see the newest and best, item that you've put up. So I think
Yeah.
that's really important, um, to do that. And it. I mean, if you can only get to five, or you got to do it whatever works for you. Um, and to me, cross listing, that counts as a listing to me. So
Right.
if you're listing on eBay and you are, um, let's see, if you're listing on eBay and you're cross listing on the other platforms, I mean that counts as a listing. So technically, yeah, you could do 10 and do cross listing on 5 platforms and have 50, basically 50 items out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed when I posted 10 or more on Poshmark, that seemed to hit I would get more sales at that time. And
Mhm.
as long as I was doing, I did 10 a day though. So it
Mhm.
was when I first started out. I don't know if it was because when I first started out or how it was, but it's just the 10 a day worked. And it was just like a system. The more I listed, the better it was.
Right.
Right now it's kind of slow, but I think it may be the summer thing too.
Yeah.
But I think once
But
you get in there and start listing really good, then you're going to get some sales.
yeah, and I think, like, Nikki always says, you got to list through it. You got to
Hmm.
list through and I know that that is kind of difficult because you get a little, what's the word I'm look yeah, you get a little down when you're not getting sales, and it's like I'm listing, I'm not getting nothing. You still got to keep on. You got to keep on.
Hmm.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna break loose, and when it does, you want to have listings up so people can buy them.
Yep. Because I
And
mean, you got what school's starting to start up soon, so I mean, we're going to have a lot of people wanting to buy clothes, so
yep, yep,
start putting that stuff there.
you gotta be ready. Gotta be ready. Anissa says or asked, how many do you need to get ambassador status? How many reviews, I should say. Do you cross post? Do you cross posters ask for more on Posh than eBay? Well,
I asked for
uh,
more. Go ahead and answer that honestly.
Right. Right. I usually ask for about $10 more on Poshmark than I do eBay, and sometimes more. I mean, it just kind of depends on if it's a good item, and there's people wanting it, and there's a lot of solds for it, then heck yeah, ask a little bit more for it. But I usually cushion the price also, so I can do a discount, and that I can do, if I need to or want to, I can do free shipping.
Right.
People love that. Um, so I do kind of pad my prices a little bit.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of does.
So, how many do you need to get ambassador status? You mean sales?
I think she's thinking of the overall. Is it still the 10? Oh no, I think my status.
Um,
You had to have 4.5 stars and plus, and I think 10 plus sales. I thought it was, but I could be wrong. They could have
10,
changed
yeah, I don't remember. That's too long ago.
it. Sorry. Let's see. You have to have
Um,
minimum of 15. No, no, 15 sales now. They changed it.
I
Ooh.
think it's 15.
Ooh, they changed it. It was
Mhm.
10. They must have changed that one. Yeah, and then 4 plus 5. Yeah, you had to have at least 4.5 good reviews. Yeah, and then 15 sales. If you're on your app, just go to your that where your closet name's at, and then go to my Posh status or stats, and then you can see what you need to do to make your Poshmark ambassador. And it'll tell you all your like self shares and how to get to them and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it really explains everything very well. Um, because you basically, I just kind of monitored where I was at, and whatever I needed, that's what I worked on at that time.
Yeah.
Nikki actually asked a question. Let me see if I can find it here. I wanted to keep it handy, but where is it? Of course, there was so much messaging at that time. It's like down in the
It's way down there.
way down there. Okay, she said, if you mail out priorities, say for instance I was mailing out a pair of earrings that of course had to be shipped priority, but padded flat rate, legal flat rate are all different rates. So it's anything other than a basic priority mailbox. Should I send out small stuff in just a regular poly mailer? The postmaster today said it can't be mailed in a padded flat rate unless it says padded flat rate on the priority label. The whole shipping thing is still a little confusing to me. Um, so yeah, so that's what she asked. I mean, especially with the postmaster, the post office, they're not going to understand the whole,
Mm-mm.
um, you know, priority, because they have different prices and everything, but they don't get that Poshmark has an agreement with the United States Postal Service. So, you can send anything. You can send a bean in any package.
Yeah. And what the best way to probably get around it is they have those little boxes you can fold up if it's jewelry and stuff like that.
Mhm.
She can put it in the padded flat rate, stick it
Mhm.
in one of those little boxes. It almost looks like those DVD VHS boxes.
Mhm.
I don't think that they're flat rate, but if they're not, then you can use that as a priority box. It's free, and you
Mhm.
just stick it in there, stick that label on it, and let it go.
Mhm.
And that's the easiest way to do it. If she's having problems with her postmaster, I just slap it on in a flat rate, stick the label on there, and it's gone. They don't say anything to me on mine. So
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. um, when you put that label on there, there's something on that label that designates that it's a priority
Hmm.
piece of mail, and it doesn't matter what you ship it in,
Right.
as long as it's not express.
Right.
You can ship it on in any of those boxes, and that's something that's an agreement between Poshmark and
Yeah.
USPS. So the postmaster is probably not going to know anything about that.
Right.
Um, what I would do is I would just you know put your label on the padded flat rate and not say anything, you know, because if you say something, they're going to be confused.
Uh huh.
And they're going to say, and they're going to go by the rule book, and and it's not, they're not going to accept it because they're
Yeah.
not going to understand the whole process of how it works.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I don't ever have no
Um,
problems with them, so
right, and I haven't either.
I think it just depends on the postmaster and what they see and what you talk to them about.
Right. And it's not that you're not doing anything wrong. You're
Uh-uh.
just you're that's okay. I'm trying to get to the thing here. All right. So, let's see. I know that Chris said that she wants to know how to get started.
How do
I
you?
think she
Is she not?
says, "How do you start on Poshmark?" You list something. You open a closet. You usually because it was an app um, on the phone before it was, it came on desktop. It's probably a little bit easier to go on the app, I would say, and you put your information in, and you post, you list something, um,
It
and
depends
you
on.
can.
Yeah, does she normally do her phone or does she normally do her desktop?
I don't know.
Because I guess it would
That
all
that
depend
that
on
probably
that.
makes a difference, I'm sure.
Hmm.
She says, I'm already working 12 to 16 hours a day, but I want to sell some jewelry, and Poshmark seems like the place. It is a great place to sell jewelry.
As I said, baby steps. Just take baby steps and just open up a little store, add you a few items, and see how it goes.
Yep. And they have a great customer service. So if you have any questions, you can email them, or you can ask one of us, and we can try to help you. Um, but yeah,
I have a few videos up you can go over and look at to start you out with too. So
that's true.
that'll get you going at least how to take your pictures and you can do it with your iPad too. So she says she uses her iPad for Amazon and eBay.
Okay.
So yeah, if you use that, just download that app and
Hmm.
it's basically the same way when you post to eBay. You can do the same way and cross post.
Yep.
I just use desktop. I'm old. I like my PC.
Anissa said she got her third 5-star rating today. That's
Yay,
great.
Lisa.
That is awesome.
She kicking
Very
some butt.
good. Hey, Summer. Yeah, 15 sales with the average rating 4.5 stars. And like I said, I think with the ambassador, Posh Ambassador, I think it's just, kind of like top rated seller.
Yeah.
Um, just kind of, shows that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So,
A goal to reach too.
oh yeah.
kind of set it for yourself and go for it.
Looking through here.
Got everybody going on Poshmark. They don't even have hardly any questions no more. Look at them. So
I
proud.
know they're all geniuses and experts, and
I know.
but that's good.
That is.
That's a great. I think it's a great. And I wasn't ready when I first started. When I opened my closet, I just wasn't. I wasn't in that mindset yet, and just wasn't good timing for me. But then when I got back into it, I was just like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, I can do it, and it's been great. It's a great way to get another stream of income coming in,
Yeah.
but it's not easy. All that sharing and all that. It depends on how many closets you're sharing and everything, but that does take some time.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, and some you have to be diligent about going in there and sharing, and especially sharing your own closet.
Don't ever forget to share your own closets.
Yeah, you have to. That's the way you get people to share your stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that ripple effect.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Share
yeah,
you first.
that's the most important thing. Maggie Doodle says, I'm wondering if Poshmark has any stats on how buyers find items on the site. Do they usually browse the feed and buy on impulse? Do they search by brand name? I'd be interested to know. I would, because you do have the option to go into the brand names and um like those brand names. So let me know if I'm explaining this right. But so whenever somebody is looking for a Michael Kors and you like Michael's Kors and you have something with that brand name, your item will come up.
Yeah, you'll be in that feed.
Right.
Hmm. And
So,
they've done a study that they said that a lot of the millenniums, that's how they shop, is by brand. So a majority of them do shop by brand on Poshmark.
mhm.
Because I was watching a bunch of different videos and different feeds and different stuff that they were talking about on that Posh support, and that's what they were saying, that's how they see that that's where most of them go to, is for the brand was.
Mhm.
So
Do
that's
you
why I say I
think
always put that brand in there.
right? Do you think I think probably a lot of people, go on and buy on impulse too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I buy on impulse in a heartbeat. So now you probably do have a lot of me out there. So. No, me and eBay, reseller, I bought something on Poshmark for more money than I could have bought it on eBay. Shame on me, but it was an impulse. So I'm sure you have those. But I guess if that's what I guess their one study was where their most clicks were on the brands, and I don't know how they got their data or what all that was, but and then
Right.
from the surveys that they done, it was all about brand shopping.
Yeah, so that's good information.
Yeah. And that's why I always say, always go in and follow whatever brand that you have in your closet. Because that
Mhm.
way, when you share to your followers, that's part of your followers. And that makes sure you get in that rotation.
There you go. I did that. I did that and went through all mine. And it actually comes in handy too. Like when I was doing inventory, a lot of my items are on Poshmark, and so I had to kind of figure out, what all was over there. And actually, over on the left hand side, you can go into each brand, and find your item.
Right.
So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Getting everybody's store names now. My husband would kill me if I go impulse shopping in everybody's store. I'd be dead. Y'all let me see me tomorrow. I wish I could. I promise you. I wish I could buy everybody's stuff.
Carol, how you doing? Are you feeling better? I need to write.
I do tell you one thing. When I go on like Instagram and stuff like that, if I see a bunch of those ones where they'll do the posh and they'll do like they'll go to your closet, and then if you share so many friends with them, then they'll go buy so much out of their closet. So I'm always sharing y'all's names on Instagram. If I have y'all and I got y'all's closet's names, they're out.
So Val asked, did you ever hear back from Posh on whether or not you can use other ways of sharing your closet other than doing it yourself?
Yes, I did. Jimmy shared. Jimmy do. Let me see, I don't know if I have it up. Basically, I also shared it in the reseller squad. I've got it uploaded in there.
Mm-hmm.
They stated in there that they. Hang on a second. Let me find. Let me get it real quick instead of. I don't want to do per. Hang on.
Okay.
Should have prepared me.
No, you're fine.
If I can find it.
Let's see. Um,
Okay. Okay, I can do a share screen real quick.
okay.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna make the attempt. I'm not good at this. Here we go. Can you see it?
Let's see.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, when I asked if we could, if you could hire somebody, um, they had stated back to me that what was it? If you decide to hire someone to run your account, it's at your discretion, and that the sharing software that I was referring to is not affiliated with Poshmark, and they couldn't provide clarity. So I went back at them basically with further questions because I always want to know more, and asked them if the first part of the response to the email was they saying it was okay for us to hire somebody to help with our account, but if somebody did, would it be if it got suspended, would it be on us? And then just ask them to give me a little bit more detail of the sharing software, and that if our accounts, if they call it a sharing software, will we be suspended or deactivated? The answer took a few days. So basically, what they said is yes, that is correct. If whoever is running your account happens to get your account suspended, it ultimately falls on you, the account holder, because it's under your name. So they ask you to look at the community guidelines. He attached it for me also, and their policy does state that there's no automated participation. It's prohibited, and they do not use. It says, please note, do not use programs or other forms of automated to participate on Poshmark. That includes, but is not limited to, liking, sharing, following, or unfollowing. So that is basically the response I got back from them. So I wouldn't do it because basically it
Mm-mm.
says that you are putting your hands into someone else's, and it ultimately falls back on you and your account. So, but that's just me. I don't know if
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we all put a lot of work into listing and taking pictures and all that, and you don't want to, jeopardize that.
Yeah, by no means.
Oh, look, Chris, she just signed up.
Uh
I need all of your closet names so I can follow and share.
oh. We're in trouble.
Woohoo! Yeah, you'll have to give us your closet name so we can go and.
Now get in there.
Hey, Turtle Trader. Yeah, give us what's your closet name? Yes. T-E. Well, where's her name? I lost you.
Uh-oh.
TER.
Hey, Turtle. Hey, Debs. Glenn signed up for Twitch today. Oh, Lord, what is that?
Oh, wow. That's cool. Okay. I'll put that down.
Oh, did you find her?
Yeah, writer's closet. All one word.
Okay.
Hi, Deb's Treasures. How you doing today? Yeah, it's very exciting, to get into a different just to do something different. And you don't have to put a bunch of items on there. You can just kind of a little bit at a time, a little here and a little bit there, and yeah, just kind of put your own spin on it. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, kind of make it your own.
Yep. Um, let's see. Deb says, hanging in. I'm starting Posh this week. Woohoo!
That's awesome. Yay.
That's great. Just looking through the chat here. Yes, you can do a whole bunch of or list a whole bunch of items on Poshmark.
Hmm.
Clothing, jewelry. The only thing you can't list is like perfume, anything like that's liquid,
Yeah.
right?
Anything
That's
that's liquid, fill out. Yeah.
not gonna um, spill. Signed up for Kathy and Valerie. Anyone else?
Oh, yeah. Are you in our reseller squad? We have a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Silver.
Yeah, over on the reseller squad, there's a document, and you can add your name to that. And Deb's treasure is Silver Hammer. Hmm,
That's cool.
I love it. Hello, Ansley. Why do I see some closets have the word boutique next to some items? I'll let you answer that, Kathy.
Those are the ones that they buy from the boutiques. Like they because you once you get to a certain sales, you can become certified for the boutiques, and you can buy from the boutiques wholesale, and you can sell them. You can't put it in there unless it's like Valerie has boutique stuff. I think the other Valerie, Texas Valerie,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
her stuff is boutique because it's not been sold to the public. Like it's not gone into the mall. So this is something like that you would buy online from a wholesaler yourself. So that's why you see boutique on there.
Right.
Hope that helps. Makes sense.
And you have to have a certain level before you can do that,
Mhm.
correct?
Yes, you have to have
Oh,
so many sales and so many ratings, and you've got to do that certification thing.
okay.
It's kind of almost like you're close to. It's the less of the ambassador for to get your certification, so you can buy the wholesale from everybody and do it as boutique.
Right.
Which the only bad thing is they have the item in there, physical possession. Yeah, as far as I know, they send it because they buy it through the wholesale buyers. A lot of people because they have sellers on Poshmark. I find them rather expensive. I've not bought anything from them. That's just my opinion. I don't know if they have it physically in their possession, but I think that they do. I think they mail it to them. But I can ask for you, Ansley, to find out for sure. Maybe I can send an email to them. Unless somebody else knows in the chat.
Valerie might know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they have wholesalers. on there that you can go on, but you have to wait until you get your 10 sales to be able to go into the wholesaler closets to look in there, and they are really pricey. I don't like their prices.
Yeah.
That's you know,
So
I'm cheap.
so so basically, Poshmark has its own wholesale uh, manufacturer, or
No, it's just people that buy that have like it's hard to explain. I'm trying to
okay,
think.
she found her own wholesaler.
Yeah. Either
Okay,
yeah,
I
some
got
will
you.
buy like their own like through that Alba, and some will buy through different ones, and then wholesale, and they'll become wholesale certified to sell on there.
Hmm.
But I'm not. It's not something. I got the certification, but I've never gone through with it because I've never done that side of it.
Right.
But they, I mean, they have a lot of items that you'll see boutique next to them because they'll have boutique parties too, where you can only share boutique items.
Hmm.
So, and they'll have those type of parties. That's why a lot of people share in those parties. But it's usually
Oh,
like the variety. You buy the variety of. You'll get like 6 shirts that you can sell, and they'll be like $95, and you'll get 2 sizes of each or something. It's something you don't get a whole lot of items. So, but people buy outside of Poshmark wholesale and sell them as boutique, and then some people buy from the wholesalers.
I see. Ansley says I've only seen this twice, but I've seen the actual very same items in two different people's closets. One person had it for like 11 and one person had it for 19.
Oh, you're gonna see it everywhere.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the same product everywhere in just about everybody's closet if they do put boutique stuff, and they
And
have the
their
description.
their prices are going to be not the same.
God
I'm
no,
assuming. I'm
no.
assuming, everybody's going to be, you know, some are going to be high, some are going to be low. Let's see. Okay, so then it wouldn't say boutique. Like that would even matter to us. We're in it to make the most money.
But you can't list anything boutique unless it's boutique. So
Right.
if you buy it from a wholesaler and sell it on Poshmark, then it'd be considered boutique. But if you don't buy it
Hmm.
from a wholesaler, then it's not considered boutique.
Right.
That boutique stuff. So and that's this is where everybody gets confused about using the stock photos. A lot of the wholesalers that they buy from on Poshmark allow them to use those stock photos. So not everybody can use stock photos. It's just the ones that allow you to. So if you ever get your item pulled because of not having uh, for having stock photos, unless you have permission to use them, then don't.
Okay.
And
See,
then
I didn't know that. I thought anybody could use stock photos.
they'll pull them.
Okay.
They've had a few people that I've noticed that they've started to pull
Huh.
the stock photos unless you're given permission, and then you have to unless you if you get it off like Poshmark, if you get it off
Hmm.
from Poshmark, not from them, from
Hmm.
somebody else, I would make sure you get written permission and send it into them right away so they can tag your account so nobody will mess with it.
Okay.
It's always best to contact them.
Yeah. I think I've said this before, but I don't like this stock photos. I don't know why, but I just don't like them. I think people want to see the actual item, I'm not going to try I'm not going to try any piece of clothing on, to tell you the truth, but you know, I'm not going to model, for the camera, but I I want to see I want to see what the exact piece of, whatever I'm buying. I want to see that real piece.
Right.
I don't want to see it in a picture on a model.
All right.
Um, I don't know. That's just kind of my thought.
All right.
I'm gonna say boutique if bought from Poshmark wholesalers
Or a wholesaler outside.
or a wholesaler. Right.
I guess I'm kind of iffy about the stock photos. So. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air. So.
I've gotten a really bad, like, it sounds horrible, so don't blame me. But when I'm going to share, a person's closet, I will avoid stock photos and I will only share actual photos of the item.
All right.
Does that sound dumb?
No, I mean I won't share. I don't share if it's really bad. If you got a bunch of wrinkled hot mess, I'm just not going to share it. I'm sorry. I
Right.
mean, it's my closet too that I'm kind of like putting out there. So it's kind of a business model. You have to
Right.
represent what you're sharing.
Right.
So it's just kind of I'm not going to put a hot mess out there. If you put a bunch of stuff rolled up together and the floor with whatever next to it and don't care, it ain't getting shared by me.
Right. Right. I
But
feel the same way. Or if there's items that, you don't want to be the police, but
right,
if there's items that aren't approved that you shouldn't be having on, in your store, like
right,
toys
yeah,
and things that aren't I don't share those either.
yeah,
Just because that's not what's approved. You're not supposed
right.
to list that stuff on there. So,
That's it.
you know, exactly. I mean, your name is connected to that share. I almost feel like, if I shared it, am I condoning it? Am I saying, do whatever you want? Or I don't know.
Yeah,
That's just my thing. It's just my thing.
yeah.
So you're sharing my hot mess. That's okay. I understand. You aren't sharing my hot mess. Oh my gosh.
Carol, I'll
Stop,
always
Carol.
share you.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, only real photo. Oh, a glass bowl. Really?
Yep.
That's crazy.
So Ansley said, so I'd have to tell Poshmark who my wholesaler is just to use the word boutique.
No, I mean you don't have to tell them that who it is. I would just verify with them that it's okay with that wholesaler outside of Poshmark. You don't have to tell them. Just say, "Hey, look, I'm going to buy from this wholesaler. Is this okay for me to list it as boutique?" And leave it as that. That way, you get that written permission. That way, if anybody ever comes back and says you that it's not boutique or they try to push it back, it covers you. It's not telling
Right.
them anything, just asking.
Right. Now, so do you absolutely have to if you have a if you have wholesale items that you bought outside of Poshmark, and I'm sorry to get more into this, but if you had items that you had bought from a wholesale aside from Poshmark and you wanted to list them um on Poshmark, but you don't want the boutique message on there or sign on there, you just want it listed new. Can you do that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, just list
Okay.
just list it. If you don't want to
Okay.
put that, it's just that boutique is that they kind of it has to be a certain criteria, and
Mhm.
it's just more of covering yourself. That way, if they ever come back and pull a listing, they have to put they have to put it back up there, or they can attach it to your account, so that way they can't come back and say no, we didn't know about it, or hey, why are you deleting my stuff? I got approval from y'all. And it's a
Okay.
24 hours saying, hey, look, I'm looking to buy from this person. Is that okay? But if you want to list it as new and not boutique, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
It's just be careful with those stock pictures is all that I would do, because if you don't have stock picture, if you have a stock picture and I would just be careful. That's just me.
Right. Right. Maggie Doodle says, I thought you could only use boutique designation if you bought it from Poshmark wholesale portal.
Mm-mm.
You
Now
can,
I've heard quite a few people use the boutique.
yeah.
I think that's maybe a misconception, but
Right.
because they have that wholesale portal there,
Right.
but they say you can buy off of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm everything about covering my company, so it's just kind of I always send out more than I probably should. But
Hey,
it's just
you know what? That's good. Because you at least not like me and Carol where we just dive in, we find out later.
I'm just nosy, I guess.
Carol, whatever. I know what you're saying. I know why you're saying that. I enjoy your demeanor, and if someone doesn't, then most likely they're a miserable person. I
Exactly.
agree.
I love you, Carol.
I totally, totally agree.
Splash.
Carol, you know what? You just need to, every Monday night at 7 o'clock, you just need to put us on your calendar and just plan on coming in. I want you here when you're not sick. I know you're sick now, so
I
I'll give
know,
you a
right?
break.
Eat a professional. I didn't eat a professional. I promise. Oh, our own kids. No. Carol's the best. I love you, girl. And Anissa just making cha-chings every time we come on here.
Man, look at that.
She's
I
making
saw just
bank.
about every time you're on. I need to send you a proceed. No.
No.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Just joking. That's funny. No, you don't. You actually people love you, Carol. You do not understand. They love your accent. They love
Hmm.
your personality. They love that.
Yes.
And you know, we I want you to be on the show
Yeah, I love Carol.
every Monday.
She's
Every
fun.
Monday because you have a lot of information. You have, a lot of experience with Poshmark
And so much
and
fun.
yeah, and you're fun. And I think it's great. Yes, we take donations for all sales.
Don't make me bring the drama.
Oh gosh. Yeah, she has I don't know if she has do you have laryngitis?
Oh
She
goodness.
lost her voice. So, and she said Brian was loving her right now because she doesn't have
Oh,
a
I
voice.
know.
Oh my gosh.
Poor thing. That was.
And Carol, stop deleting your videos.
Please stop deleting your
They are
videos.
so informational and I'm getting into jewelry, so you need to stop because I'm going to be you're who I'm going to be learning from. So stop.
Bless your heart.
Absolutely. Well, so Chris, do you have any questions since you just got started on Poshmark? I know you're probably just trying to figure it all out and find out what you got yourself into.
Yeah, really. We
It's
just
really good.
we just got an Amazon sale.
Good. Awesome.
We don't get them that often.
That is great.
Amazon. I need two more. Uh, Dwayne is here. Trouble.
Oh no. Everybody stop.
Time to go now. Bye. See ya. Love you, Dwayne. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you. Mwah,
Oh my gosh.
mwah.
Yep.
Anyway.
Salary, jewelry. I know,
No.
right? I know.
Mm-mm.
I've made the decision. I'm not going all jewelry. I just want to add that you know, to my list of things because I like flatware, so I've gotten that, and I'm not an expert in that by no means, but I enjoy doing that. But I like to get just I want to start dabbling in some other stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that. Chris says I'm not very posh, but I like fashion on other people. Yeah, I mean, I'm not very posh, but
Dickies and t-shirt.
you know, hey, but I like. It doesn't mean that I don't like the stuff. I just I think it could be a good avenue for me. Let's see. Yes, Dwayne, I just bought a jewelry jar. That's correct.
Ooh, awesome.
I bought it from the auction.
That's
So
cool.
I'm looking forward to getting that. And yes, there will be a unjarring, I guess you would call it. I guess that's how you would say it. But yeah, I will be doing that. And then I've got the bag sale tomorrow, so you know there's going to be a haul video.
Yeah. Yeah, reveal.
A refill. Yeah. Yeah, it's just something that I want to get started. Kind of jump in and see what's out there.
I think it'd be cool though. It'd be kind of fun.
So,
Yay. Something different.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yay, haul video. I'm expecting to get a lot of stuff tomorrow. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to rule that thrift store and I'm just going to start taking stuff off of like taking the whole rack of like all of the plus size and just taking it and just putting it in my cart. That's going to feel
Yeah,
so
there you
good.
go.
Ugh. Oh, take that.
Take that.
Get those looks from those little old ladies,
Just make sure that you post the picture, your mugshot on the reseller spot. Everybody can see it. You might want to wear that low cut blouse that you showed us
Oh
the
my.
other day.
Yeah, maybe I do want to do that, huh?
I swear.
It might help. It might help. Absolutely.
And crap.
Oh my Oh my god.
We can make you come up with something. If you do it live, we can help you get out of jail.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, charity auction for bail
Oh
money.
my gosh.
Set it up, Dwayne.
Oh wow.
We
These
auction
people these people are so funny. They thought because I had those big IKEA bags and they thought I was taking those in and putting all my stuff in those bags and getting charged $3.
Oh, poor.
So I had one of the managers come to me because I had it under my cart. And he came to me and he said, "Yeah, you can't use those." And I said, "The only reason I use those is so I can put the bags in those bags so I can carry them all out to my car.
Yeah,
Because
hello.
usually I have about 8 to 10 paper bags, you know. So it kind of it pissed me off that somebody, you know, wah, 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 it's like,
Damn
oh
screw
my
babies.
gosh, it really did get to me, but oh well, whatever.
That's like Amos said, elbow that grumpy ass woman you told us about last time. Take that.
Yeah, yeah,
See it now. Be Fox Live,
yes, yeah, tattletale.
That's funny.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in and clear the racks.
Exactly.
So
That's
it
good for
should
you.
be it'll be good.
That'd
I
be
get
fun.
there early, be first in line.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'll get lunch tomorrow.
Yay. Lunch and stuff to list. Yay. More good
Hi,
stuff.
hi Ringo.
Being
Look
quiet.
at you. Such a good boy.
He's like, I'm
You're
gonna
the
tell
bird
some of my
killer.
posh stories.
The bird killer. Okay. Well, what else you guys got? Any other questions or comments or Kathy, you have anything to add?
I'm good.
Chick picker, what is your name? I'm confused. I'm Valerie. What time is the haul video tomorrow? I don't know. Um, it'll probably be afternoon. Well, actually, probably after 1. Because I gotta go get groceries too. So, sometime between 1 and midnight.
Oh God. I'll catch it tomorrow.
I don't know exactly. It'll probably I would guess sometime between 1 and 5, because I'm probably going to want to get it done as soon as I possibly can, because I'm going to start putting stuff in places and getting organized and everything. So, um, okay, Ansley will be there.
Yay.
That's what I thought. But who is Sally? Sally is my sister. She is the upside down picker. Yep, Sally is my older sister.
She's not here to defend herself. Nee, nee,
Nope,
nee, nee, nee.
that's always a plus thing.
She's gonna get you tomorrow. You know that,
Yeah,
doesn't
she
she?
will. She will. She will. That's okay.
Oh.
It's like you have to remember more than one name. I know. I know.
I know. I have my names over here on the wall. Sometimes I have to look over there. I'm old. And Carol, I'm your older sister. You're terrible. We come there and whoop your butt. Get you. I love you, Carol. I do love you like a sister.
Oh, Ansley says I'm gonna tattletale to Sally.
Oh, see, I told you you're gonna
Okay,
be in trouble. You're gonna
bring it
be in
on.
trouble.
You have to come all the way to Kansas to beat my butt, but it'll be worth it. Yeah, you should have said my much older sister.
Much, much older.
Oh gosh. Yeah. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, I love hanging with you guys.
We had fun.
Um, I don't think there was anything else I needed to or I wanted to add. But let's see. There's a thing over here on the side. Let's see. Swamp picker. Just search for Coach sunglasses. All it found was Oakley glasses with the Coach case. None with just the case.
I think he was talking about it in Poshmark.
Oh, okay. So you're just looking for like comps for a case? Is that what it was? That's kind of what it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
Search for a Coach sunglass case. If you can't find any comps on Poshmark, I would probably go over to eBay and kind of, see what you can find over there.
Yeah.
And then you might want to pad your price a little bit so you have a little room for discount and free shipping and do that. Um, that's kind of what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Mine says
eBay plus
eBay.
20%. That's a good, yeah, I definitely would do that. Um, you're very welcome. We're glad to come on and, we both know, I mean, Kathy's been doing it for a lot longer than I have, and so, we all know that it's hard to kind of do it on your own,
Yeah.
and it's good to have, somebody that you can, or several people that you can talk to and, ask questions and kind of, hash things out and everything. So I think that's definitely a good thing. That's one of the, I've only been doing it for not very long, and so I'm learning, right along with y'all.
Yeah.
So
There's some still they change stuff up too. They're just I mean, they changed their platform. That's the 15 sales was something new for me. I was like, okay, well,
yeah.
nothing new.
And then what's the other one? That they added another. They're adding morning posh parties.
Yeah, they are. They're adding the Posh
So
Party, which is gonna be good. There's gonna be a lot more sales right there too. So
yeah,
that's gonna be
absolutely.
great.
And everybody knows how to share their closets, right? You do it one by one, each item, and you just go down to the bottom where the two little arrows are. Click that and say to my followers and just click that and just keep on, over and over and over. You'll get quick at it. It'll
Yeah.
take some time, but you'll get faster as you go. Been a old school reseller for a long time, but just getting into all the online stuff. That's cool. Dwayne is 90% ambassador. He only
Ooh,
needs 2,300 self shares and 2 sales. Awesome.
awesome.
That is very, very good. Do you generally have Posh sales every day?
No,
I try to.
I want to. Yeah, you can go ahead and put it in my closet. I'm lowering some
Um,
prices.
yeah, I have. I noticed I think it was last night. I hadn't gotten any sales on Poshmark, and so what I do is I just share my closet,
Yeah.
and I was sharing about every 45 minutes to an hour, and that's the whole thing. Um, and I think on the third time that I did that, I finally got some little hearts, which means they're interested.
Mhm.
And so I sent them offer to like her, and I got a couple of sales. So it's a little bit of work, but if you want sales, that's how to get them. You
Yeah.
just gotta work out a little bit. So a pin a rose to his nose.
Oh
What
Lord.
the heck? Oh my god.
Lord.
Carol says I share so much I'm getting carpal tunnel.
All right.
You're gonna have to report that to your supervisor.
I know. I want you to start talking again.
What does sharing actually do? Where do the shares go? To the top of the list? Well, when you're sharing, it's going to your followers. And then if your followers share that item, then that goes to their followers. So it's just like the ripple effect. So the more
Yeah.
you share, the more the farther out it's going to go. That's kind of the way that I look at it. And it may not be that drastic, but I tend to think big. So, I mean, wouldn't you agree, Kathy?
Yeah, it goes out to all your followers, and then if they get new followers, they see this stuff, and it goes into your feed. And basically, it does. It kind of goes into the feed, and it goes up, and then as other people are sharing more stuff, it just kind of rotates around. But it
Mm-hmm.
does. It goes out to all their followers, and then if they're getting new followers every day, the same way that you are, then the more you send out to your followers, they're going to have new followers. That are going to follow you or possibly buy from you. So it's just a
Yeah.
repetitive cycle. Just keep sharing as much as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. When I share, Valerie will see that share on her feed.
Right.
Exactly. That's very true.
Like somebody had shared something of mine, and I went on my feed and I saw it on my feed that someone
Okay.
else had shared it for me. So yeah, it's just kind of you see what everybody else shares, and then other people see it when they come on feeds on your feeds and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
More
more eyes,
eyes on your items. That's the truth.
more the berry, Mary.
Yep. And then especially, you want to share during the parties.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that the same way. You don't have to do anything with that party. All you have to do is if your item that you're sharing matches um, the party, because you'll have my followers, and then down below it'll say whatever party it is. So if it's Levi's and you have a pair of Levi's, you want to share your Levi's to that party,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just doing the same thing that you do other closets.
And then 9 o'clock is what everything in your closet basically.
Right.
So there's no rules. At 9 o'clock, it's all free for all. Woo! Party time! Yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that. I did not know that. And that was great to find that out, because
Yeah.
now I'm just like, "Woohoo, 9 o'clock. Time to go.
Yeah. Time to go ahead and start sharing to the party.
Yeah, definitely. When you're sharing, share your closet first.
hmm Always first. And then worry about everybody else's later.
Yeah. Ansley,
Um,
you're on Posh. I don't think I'm following you. I don't think I have. I don't think I'm following her either. Maybe I am. Maybe she told me that or us that. Do we have an approximate number on sellers versus buyers on Poshmark?
that I do not know. I have not looked that up. You've been a little
Me
bit deep on me
neither.
on that one. I don't know. Yeah,
That
so
would be interesting to find out, though.
yeah, that would be.
Maybe you can email Poshmark and get an answer for us.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting because I see a lot of closets that are open, but they don't. There's nothing listed. So I
Right.
wonder if those are just if those are just buyers. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think most of them are probably. It seems like a lot, especially if they don't ever add anything. Then I would think
Hmm.
that they would be, depending on how long they've been on there.
Right.
Because that's like if I'll get a new person that comes in, because I always go in and try to check all the ones that I'm following, and then just kind of look at see what they have in their closet. If they had nothing in there, then I go to their about to see how long they've been on Poshmark to see if maybe they've been on there for a while, and that can kind
Hmm.
of tell me if they're a buyer at that point. So it kind of gives me an idea. I'm nosy. I'm nosy, nosy, nosy. So don't tell me nothing, because I'm going to get up in your business. Just
Oh
go ahead and
my
let you know
gosh.
now. But I will ask that question.
Okay, that's a good thing to know.
And so
It
you can't go
says,
delete them. Ansley.
"Why are you doing that? Don't do that."
Bless her heart. She didn't know why they were following. She went delete it. Most of them go back and follow them. It's okay.
We're just following your closet.
That's
We're
funny.
trying to help you.
Oh. Yeah, and this week we'll get to it, girl. Somebody has 8 things in her closet. Oh, Lord.
Yep, that means there's buyers.
Yeah,
There's a lot of. I would say there's probably more buyers than there are um, posh people.
yeah,
Aw, they basically when they seen that you were a new closet, they followed you.
yeah.
Probably other people they're trying to get like a posh ambassador. They have to follow um, a certain amount of new people. So that's probably why.
Yeah, because they have those little things that come up. They go because we get emails. They go. All the ambassadors have to go meet the new poshers, basically.
Hmm.
So what they do is they send the email out, and we go out and we go stalk you for a while, just for the fun of it.
Yeah,
No,
it's not because they're stalking you though.
no, they're not. You're new. We want to invite you in and welcome
And,
you.
and that's the reason why they're following you.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm
they're
like, I don't know these people.
not in my
What
computer
the heck?
screen. Who are these people? We love you, Ansley.
Gosh,
That's funny. Uh, Dwayne, your secret's safe with us, hon. Don't
don't
tell
tell
nobody.
anyone. I won't say a word. All right, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. We had a great time. And I know I'm laughing so hard too. Whew. Um, had a great time, and we'll see you all. No show tomorrow.
No joke.
Um, you take a break, take a nap, or sleep in, or whatever you need to do. And we'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye now.